happening right now online. That is, Caitlin Clark is at the podium, breaking her silence, going all the way in. Not to mention, not just Caitlin, we have Sophie Cunningham as well, going all the way in, toe-to-toe with the commissioner. Guys, this is major, 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 major. Caitlin Clark said she had not heard the story about Cathy Engelbert that Napheesa Collier shared publicly, nor has she heard from Cathy Engelbert since.
Recent developments in the WNBA have sparked significant controversy surrounding the league's leadership and management decisions. The situation has intensified following statements from multiple players addressing ongoing concerns about the organization's direction. The Indiana Fever recently held exit interviews, though notably these sessions were not live-streamed. This decision prevented immediate public access to the discussions, though details have since emerged through various channels and social media platforms. Caitlin Clark addressed questions during her session, revealing she had no prior knowledge of the allegations involving Commissioner Cathy Engelbert that Napheesa Collier publicly discussed. More significantly, Clark disclosed that Engelbert has made no attempt to contact her since the controversy emerged, neither to offer an apology nor to clarify or dispute whether such conversations actually occurred.
Engelbert since. So Cathy has not reached out to Caitlin to apologize. Cathy has not reached out to Caitlin to dispute the comments was even about her, that a conversation like that even had existed. She did not even reach out to this young lady, which leads me to believe even more that this is a true statement, allegedly. Now, goes on to Kate. Caitlin stated, "We need great leadership at this time across all levels."
The absence of any outreach from the commissioner's office has raised eyebrows and added credibility to the allegations being circulated. During her remarks, Clark emphasized the critical need for strong, effective leadership throughout every level of the organization. She stressed that the league is currently experiencing its most crucial period in history, making competent guidance essential. Clark acknowledged that Collier had not informed her beforehand about plans to reference endorsement earnings in public statements concerning discussions with the commissioner. Despite this, Clark expressed substantial admiration for Collier, stating she raised numerous legitimate concerns that deserve attention.
Levels. This is the most important time in this league history. Fee said it all. She hadn't heard the story, which we already went over that. Then it went on to say, Napheesa Collier didn't tell her she was going to mention CC endorsement money in her statement on conversations with Cathy Engelbert. She stated, "I have a lot of great respect for Fee. I think she made it a lot very valid points." It goes on to say, "We need great leadership," which we already shared that.
And Clark also touched on her future with Indiana, expressing deep appreciation for her current situation. She described the present moment in the city as exceptionally meaningful and stated she cannot envision a more suitable environment for her career. She praised the Midwest atmosphere and the genuine connections she's developed with teammates. After 7 seasons in professional basketball, she emphasized this team stands apart from any previous experience. The bonds formed through shared challenges and mutual investment in each other's lives beyond the court have created something unique.
Goes on to say, we need great leadership, which we already shared that. And then it goes on to say, let's see here. Let me scroll up, guys, because there is a lot going on. Then Caitlin Clark said, "It's a really special time in this city right now. I can't imagine myself in a better place." So Caitlin let it be known she's staying in Indy no matter what. I think she should leave once her contract up. That's just me. Sounds like USA basketball camp is coming Caitlin Clark's way this offseason. USA basketball.
However, Clark made clear she intends to explore all available options when her contract expires. While Indiana remains her preference and she's enjoyed her time there, she acknowledged the upcoming CBA negotiations place significant stakes on the table. She noted that despite her blonde hair, she's not foolish enough to ignore other potential opportunities that may arise. Looking ahead, Clark confirmed her participation in USA basketball activities during the upcoming offseason, suggesting continued involvement at the international level. Sophie Cunningham also delivered pointed criticism during her own media availability.
Caitlin Clark's way this offseason. USA basketball is coming. Yeah, guys. So all of this stuff is still kind of happening right as we speak. We need great leadership. Yeah, man. Cathy's probably done. Cathy probably done. Kelsey, other videos coming out, but I really wanted to get this Kaylin story out. I also want to play you guys some of Sophie comments. That's what we're finna do right now. Roll the footage.
Exhausting, you know, when it's blow after blow, a whole bunch of other things going on, it's exhausting. And so for us to kind of...
She described the situation as draining, with one setback following another. The combination of ongoing controversies and mounting injuries has created an exhausting environment. She expressed relief that the team could finally take a breath, knowing no additional injuries would occur during the remainder of their season. When pressed about comments she made following their 5th game, Cunningham admitted her thoughts were scattered in multiple directions. She acknowledged struggling to maintain composure, but felt compelled to speak honestly.
You know, when it's blow after blow, a whole bunch of other things going on, it's exhausting. And so for us to kind of be able to finally take a deep breath and know no one else is going to get injured is a huge break for us.
So you said after game 5, I got a lot on my mind.
Oh boy.
What particularly, in what direction was your mind racing at that juncture?
I mean, everywhere. And I'm going to be good today. I am, because I'm just tired of our league. They need to step up and be better. Our leadership from top to bottom needs to be held accountable. I think that there are a lot.
She expressed frustration with the league's current state, arguing that those in positions of authority need to face consequences for their decisions. Cunningham suggested many individuals holding powerful roles within the WNBA may possess strong business acumen, but lack fundamental understanding of basketball itself, a disconnect she believes must change. She revealed that NBA players have been reaching out privately, expressing shock at the poor treatment WNBA players endure. The fact that their male counterparts feel sympathy speaks volumes about the severity of the situation. Cunningham attributed these problems directly to failures in leadership.
Needs to be held accountable. I think that there are a lot of people in the position of powers in the WNBA who they might be really great business people, but they don't know shit about basketball, and that's got to change. I said I was going to be good, and I just messed up. But I do. I think everyone's frustrated when NBA players from that side of things are reaching out to us, just like in awe of how terrible it is. Like, that's saying something. That is absolutely saying something when your counterpart is feeling.
Regarding officiating specifically, Cunningham described how players across teams, even competitors battling on the court, find themselves in agreement about how terrible the refereeing has become. She argued this consensus from people who should be adversaries demonstrates the urgency of the problem. Players aren't seeking retribution against officials, but believe reasonable improvements can be made to the criteria when the entire league requests changes. The leadership's refusal to act despite widespread calls for reform has created deep frustration. Cunningham described how the game has become unwatchable, with players resorting to overly aggressive tactics simply to survive.
Feeling bad for us because of how we're getting treated. I mean, come on. And that's from leadership. That's from, I'll just leave it there. From our leadership, it's just bad. When fans and players, especially players, you know, when we're competing at the highest level and it's like a battlefield out there, when we're agreeing on the court because of how awful the officials are, like that's saying something. Like, listen to us. We're not going to come for your heads, but I think there is room for improvement to change the criteria.
The physical nature has crossed from competitive to dangerous, yet officials seem incapable of establishing appropriate boundaries. While physical play is welcome, the balance has shifted too far, making it impossible to showcase quality basketball. The league's inability to address this problem has diminished the sport. She expanded her critique beyond officiating, pointing to broader leadership failures. Cunningham suggested the issue stems from decision-makers who may have been around basketball but never actually played the game.
Cathy normally talking before the finals. And you're looking at even the Mercury. The Mercury aren't even they're not going to be letting Satu even speak. They wouldn't even let Satu speak. Alyssa Thomas said no comment. By the way, why is it no issue when Alyssa Thomas says it? Okay, it seems like Cathy is going to be talking. It seems like Cathy is going to be saying it.
She proposed that retired players should consider moving into administrative positions to ensure the next generation benefits from authentic basketball knowledge and experience. She acknowledged uncertainty about what such transitions might look like.
To be saying it. or is going to be giving her speech. Yeah, apparently it's happening. Apparently it is happening, and I wonder what the hell she's going to say. Like it says here, Cathy Engelbert's press conference scheduled today before the finals tip-off. Is it happening? Commissioners always have press conference before game one. You're right, just state a league address. I don't know if this is going to happen. Like, I really don't. Like, I think everybody's just assuming it is.
Regarding her health status, Cunningham expressed optimism about her recovery progress. She confirmed reaching an important milestone in rehabilitation and expects to resume full activities by January. While the injury could have been more severe, she's grateful it was limited to her MCL. Her medical team reports she's advancing faster than anticipated, though she admitted struggling with patience during the recovery process. The rehabilitation area has been crowded with injured players, so at least she hasn't faced the journey alone.
Everybody's just assuming it is. So, is there talk? I don't know where I read that they don't think Cathy is going to. I'm just going to see if I can find it in press conference. Someone asked Cathy about the end of season awards and the plan moving forwards. Oh yeah, there's just no end of season awards. Why would Cathy do a press conference for the game? We don't want to hear anything other than you paying them more. The only W kind of watches Cathy's press conference. Oh, you better believe I'm watching it too. You better believe I'm watching that too. But yeah, so it seems like
despite being sidelined, she's remained engaged by supporting and encouraging teammates during games. When discussing her future, Cunningham affirmed her love for playing in Indiana and her desire to return. The connection with teammates who genuinely care about each other has created a special bond. Having endured a challenging season together and invested in each other's lives beyond basketball, the pull to remain is strong. Nevertheless, she plans to consider other teams and offers, recognizing the importance of evaluating all options given the significant stakes involved in the new CBA.
it's happening. It does seem like it's happening. And I don't know why I read that it wasn't. But at the end of the day, like Cathy is in for a bad situation with her. It's a bad out situation with her. But there's been no awards. It's been another day. I talked about it yesterday and was like,
players are scheduled for an important conference call to receive updates on CBA negotiations. Many players have focused primarily on health and team performance during the season's final stretch, pushing contractual concerns aside temporarily. Now that the season has concluded, attention must shift to these critical discussions. Reports indicate the league's recent proposal offered virtually nothing of substance to players, creating the possibility of a lockout. Players have made clear they will not resume play until receiving fair treatment and appropriate compensation.
And was like, they're still not giving out any awards. Like, it's actually kind of embarrassing. It's kind of embarrassing from the WNBA's perspective. Like, it is. It absolutely is. I don't care what anyone says. It's embarrassing. But yeah, this whole league is just, it's just crazy.
The potential for a work stoppage during this moment of unprecedented momentum for the WNBA would represent a catastrophic business decision. Regarding the specific allegations about Commissioner Engelbert's comments concerning Caitlin Clark, Cunningham described her position as self-evident. She expressed dissatisfaction with WNBA leadership, arguing they're failing both the league as an institution and players as individuals. She emphasized that Collier's statements reflect sentiments shared throughout the player community, and everyone stands united in support. Coming from a player of Collier's stature, the criticism carries particular weight and signals the seriousness of player concerns.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And they were meant to have released 2 awards that are just not being announced. I know they said they're subject to change, but like, come on. Come on. It can't look more like you guys don't want to play ball. You know what, the players, you guys are agreeing with Nafise Collier, so you know what, you're getting nothing. You're getting nothing. Like, what is she? Like, I don't even know what she's going to do. Is there just not going to be an all-defensive team this year?
Cunningham characterized Engelbert's tendency to center herself in controversies as shameful, especially when situations have nothing to do with her personally. The confluence of these issues, leadership failures, officiating problems, CBA disputes, and internal controversies, has created a critical moment for the WNBA. Players are increasingly vocal about demanding changes, and the organization faces significant pressure to address these concerns or risk damaging the league during what should be a period of growth and opportunity. The WNBA's season-ending honors were supposed to be wrapped up already. The defensive player selections and the business executive leadership recognition sponsored by Deloitte should have been announced by this point, but Commissioner Engelbert apparently decided to hold everything back.
Is there just not going to be an all-defensive team this year? Is there just not going to be an all-defensive team? You know, she got her spot on TV. She got to go on TV to present Paige her award, whereas she got a call. She called Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin was not happy. It's mad. It's mad. Like, I just can't believe.
The situation has become quite absurd. There was supposed to be a media address scheduled in roughly 3.5 hours, though initial reports suggested this might not happen after all. The commissioner typically speaks before championship games begin, yet there was confusion about whether this tradition would continue. Even the Mercury organization wasn't allowing Sabally to make statements to the press. When Alyssa Thomas declined to comment, nobody seemed bothered by that decision.
I just can't believe it. I actually just can't believe that we're seeing this. I can't believe we're looking at a league that's this petty. The all defensive teams are gone, and she's meant to address the media in 3.5 hours? Like, in 3.5 hours? Like, what are we doing? What are we actually doing? She's like, just say who got all defense. Like, you don't have, like, just get.
Interestingly, the response to different players staying silent varies considerably. Later reports confirmed the media session would proceed as planned. The commissioner's traditional State of the League address before the opening finals game was apparently still on the schedule, though many observers remained skeptical about whether it would actually occur. Various sources had conflicting information about the commissioner's availability for questions from reporters. When asked about the delayed season honors and future plans, there was no clear answer provided.